Yang berbahagia, Datuk Professor Elizabeth Lee, right, CEO of the Sunway Education Group, yeah, Datuk, distinguished guests, corporate leaders, and Special Olympic partners, supporters, right, members of the press and the media, all right, and also the bigger Special Olympic families, volunteers, supporters, and of course, we have so many supporters here, I can see, parents and so on, yeah. Salam Sejahtera, ladies and gentlemen. With us this morning, we have a very special group of people that we are very proud of. Team Malaysia delegation to the World Games in Berlin 2023. The 16 athletes with intellectual disability, right, they embarked on a journey after the National Games 10 months ago towards achieving their dreams. To some of them, right, it may as well be the first time ever overseas opportunity. And perhaps, right, once in a lifetime chance to be in the world's largest all-inclusive sport event, covering, I would say, involving more than 7,000 athletes, and with about 190 countries participating in the World Games. Yeah, well, we're happy that we can have a team participating there. Yeah, and their journey is filled with more challenges as compared to the other regular athletes. Right, seeing them now in the auditorium, donning the national colors, I'm sure this is a very, very proud moment for us, for them, and especially for the families. Yeah. And while we will gather all the delegates here today to be sent off the World Games in Berlin with all the good wishes for the whole nation, but we recognize that the athletes, they started their preparation even much earlier, even before the National Games, right? When they started the training at the various respective local programs. We call them district programs or the local chapters. Yeah. Later on, we have a documentary sponsored by our sponsors that you can view some of our athletes, special athletes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, in the Special Olympic movement, the athletes is our main focus, and they constitute a strong pillar, right? And I'm very happy today because we have, right, the other 4 strong pillars here with us, and they are the parents, the volunteers, the coaches, and of course, the sponsors and partners. The sponsors and partners include those from the government agency like Majlis Sukan, right? And we have the corporates, and now we have the education entities and kind-hearted individuals. Yes, we have many supporters. Each and every one of you are important and crucial support that elevate our Special Olympic athletes to fulfill their potential, right? Helping them to go beyond disability to abilities, which you have witnessed, I'm sure, today and also in the coming games. Yeah, and we have a very diverse delegation, making up of athletes from 3 regions of Malaysia: Sabah, Sarawak, and Peninsula, and they are supported by their dedicated coaches and the unified partners. Unified partners are the regular athletes who have been training, playing together with them, right? In the preparation of World Games, all right? And also, they are the ones who become friends, buddies to the athletes, right? And we have 6 of them in the delegations. So 6 unified partners plus 12 plus 16 athletes, yeah. Now, having the unified partners showcase that youth with and without intellectual disability can drive inclusion in the community, of course with the support of you all. To the special athletes, right? I want to say, you have already won. Anda sudah menang, because you are brave in your attempt. In the World Games, there will be yet another chance for you to showcase your even braver attempts. To the other delegates, right, consisting of coaches and also the officials, right, I want to wish you an enjoyable outing, right, and I want to thank you all because you'll be assisting the athletes, helping them to get very meaningful experience while in the World Games. And the head of delegation, Dr. Sivanesan, is already in Berlin, waiting to meet you all there, right? And of course, my best wishes will be with all of you, when you're there, okay? To the families, coaches and volunteers, we want to thank you. I want to thank you for sharing our belief in the special athletes. You have contributed, you have helped change their lives via the transformative power of sport. Yeah? And on behalf of the special athletes and SO Malaysia, Special Olympic Malaysia, I want to especially record our utmost appreciation and gratitude to all the sponsors and partners, right, who are here with us today. And also, there are some who may not be able to make it with us today here. And special mention to U Mobile, yeah, being the major sponsor for the delegations, yeah, the delegation participation in the World Games Berlin. Yeah? And big thank you to Sunway University for supporting us with a comfortable venue, plus their volunteers on hand in helping out in today's event. Yeah? Now, sponsorship and support from each and everyone help make our athletes' dream possible today. We hope you will continue making dreams come true. Not only for them who are going for the World Games, but after the World Games, and also many other athletes out there, right? Through the many programs, activities that our national office will continue to organize, to execute, and hopefully in partnership with you. Thank you all again.
Thank you so much, Madam Lam. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me now in welcoming Professor Dr. Elizabeth Lee, Group Chief Executive, Sunway Education Group, to say a few words.
Thank you very much, Mr. Paul Linus. Yang Berhormat Hannah Yeoh, Minister of Youth and Sports Malaysia. Thank you so much for coming this morning, because I think your presence really means so much to everyone gathered here, our special athletes and families. Together with Yang Berbahagia Datuk Ahmad Sabari, the Ketua Pengarah from the Majlis Sukan Negara, Madam Lam Soyin, you spoke with such passion and you spoke with, such love. Thank you. Thank you for your love for these special athletes, and it is that which has fueled and put this whole event, this whole organization together. Thank you. It is my great pleasure to be here on behalf of the Sunway Education Group, together with the President of the University, Professor Sibrandes, and also Ms. Lee Siok Ping, who is our Big Chief of Student Life here in Sunway Education, and all my colleagues, to welcome you all very warmly. Our athletes from the Special Olympics Malaysia contingent, very distinguished guests. We have friends from the embassy who is also with us today. Thank you for coming. And coaches, without you, how can we have what we have and a whole contingent, a whole team to send internationally? Ladies and gentlemen, sports is unique, for it transcends linguistic, cultural, and social barriers. It has the ability to bring people together, hence its universal popularity is a great tool in helping to foster inclusion and promote the rights and well-being of people with intellectual challenges. This is, in fact, referenced in a few of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, or the UN SDGs. Notably, SDG number 4, which is inclusive and equitable quality education and promotion of lifelong learning opportunities. SDG number 8, which is inclusive and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment and decent work for all. SDG number 10, which is reducing inequality. SDG number 11, making cities and human settlements inclusive, safe and sustainable. And of course, SDG number 17, which is why we are all together, which is global partnership. My dear friends, the Sunway Education Group, as part of the greater Sunway Group, is committed to the UN SDGs. As part of our commitment, we constantly make efforts to pave the way forward for a shared mission of peace and prosperity for people and planet. At this point, I wish to include and thank my colleagues, especially Student Life under Ms. Lee Seok Ping, and also our psychology department in the Sunway University under Ms. June Wu. Together with them, there is Ken as well, with the Sports Council, and also all the student volunteers from Sunway University. We are indeed privileged to have been given this opportunity to welcome you all here today, to have worked with you, and to give our 22 athletes a grand send-off. As mentioned by Madam Lam, this team of 16 special athletes with intellectual challenges, together with 6 unified partners, will be representing our country at the Special Olympic World Games, Berlin 2023. As the name Special Olympics World Games Berlin 2023 suggests, all who compete at the Games are special indeed. I concur with Madam Lam. Our athletes are not just special, they have already won. You have to have come this far, to have put yourself forward, to compete. You have not only won the stage here in Malaysia, and I have no doubt you will win the stage over in Berlin, but you have also won each and every one of our hearts. You are all winners, for you made your choice and chose the road that is less traveled. And this brings to mind a quote by the late Queen of Rock. Do you know who's the Queen of Rock? I know Mr. Patrick McVie knows. Mr. Patrick McVie, who has been working quietly with his team throughout supporting this event. Tina Turner. Yeah. She said, stay true to yourself, work hard, and be reliable. Taking the road less traveled is often harder, but well worth it. And no matter what, never give up. So, you, my dear athletes, have not given up, for you have trained very hard and, needless to say, faced mental and even physical struggles to get to this point. You are heading out to compete at the world stage. You have the support of your families, friends, coaches, volunteers, and, of course, very important, sponsors. And all of us here, of course, at Sunway, will cheer you on. I trust you will all hold up your heads up high and do your very best. Some say that sports is all about winning at all costs. It often seems that in all of that, the passion and the love for the sport that most athletes start out with can be lost. So my dear athletes, remember why you choose to compete. Is it due to pure and utter admiration of the sport, or is it to inspire others? Well, choose the latter. You are definitely inspiring all of us. Winning is great. Championships are exhilarating, but there is something so unifying about sports in its purest form. The main idea is to promote cooperation, understanding, and relations. And this is what sports is all about. So to our special athletes, in your participation, I'm sure all of you will do your very best to win. Sports is, after all, competitive. But I would like all of you to bear in mind that winning is not everything. Most important is your participation, your perseverance, and your passion to bring glory to our country. That's why Puan Hannah Yeoh is here, waiting for you to bring the glory. And to all of us, as I've said before, you are already winners. I would also urge you to keep in mind the Special Olympics athlete oath, which is, let me win. But if I cannot win, let me be brave in it. Very good. Yes, be brave and compete in the spirit of friendship, solidarity, and, don't forget, fair play. Share the spirit of good sportsmanship and make new friends along the way. Before I conclude, we must not forget to pay tribute to all the parents. The parents, can we give them a big clap? And then, very importantly, the coaches and trainers, give them another big clap. And as I mentioned, your sponsors, you know, we really need sponsors. So give your sponsors another big clap. Thank you all for your unwavering support. And with that, we wish you all the best at the Special Olympics World Games Berlin 2023. Give of your best and also take back the best. The best of experiences, memories, and friendships. Thank you, and God bless each and every one of you.
Thank you very much, Professor Dato' Lee. In the spirit of another Tina Turner song, all of you are simply the best. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are indeed honored and very pleased to have our Honorable Minister join us this morning. So, without further ado, it gives me immense pleasure to call upon YB Hannah Yeoh, Menteri Belia dan Sukan.
Very good morning, distinguished guests. I don't have to go through the list of protocol and repeat everybody's name again. But thank you so much for inviting me to be here to join you and to send you off in your attempt to win in the Special Olympics representing Malaysia. Now, about 30 years ago, I sat in one of these auditoriums in Sunway College back then, also listening to Prof. Elizabeth deliver her speech. I was a Yeoh member, and in Subang Jaya you move from college to college using their auditoriums. And Prof. Elizabeth looks exactly the same like she was 30 years ago. I don't know what's her secret recipe. But it tells of Sunway's commitment, even in opening up their campus to support all kinds of causes and to support youth and youth development. And they have been consistent over the decades. So congratulations to Sunway. Today we are here to learn more about Special Olympics. In Kementerian Belia and Sukan, Ministry of Youth and Sports, we work with the Olympics, Paralympic, Special Olympics now, and also Deaflympic. So there are various stakeholders to help and to motivate and to support. But in our effort to reform, I think it's very important to include everybody on this journey. And so for a start, in Majlis Sukan Negara, our board, in our recent appointment, we have included Paralympic Council, Datuk Subra, into our board. And to start thinking about everything that we do, how can we involve those who are not usually brought to the table. And so in the last 6 months, we have worked on various reforms, some very basic reforms in KBS. And I want to share some of them with you because I believe they are very relevant to whatever we are doing today. Now, number one, I'm only highlighting some of those important ones. We have launched our Safe Sport Code, Code Sukan Selamat. We want to provide a safe environment for our athletes to train, to compete. And so I hope Special Olympics, you will also get hold of that document. And also I think we can do a signing ceremony for your athletes and your coaches and your vendor providers to commit to the same, to ensure that our athletes who are competing and participating in Special Olympics have access to a safe environment. That's very important. Okay. Number three, we have also launched Skills for Life for our youth. We have TVET courses, but most TVET courses today, they last for months and sometimes years. And because of that, a lot of young people have no patience to sign up. But I have told KBS to start looking at short courses. When I say short courses for our youth, I'm talking about Saturday and Sundays, weekend courses, okay? I think the lockdown has opened up a world of possibilities for us in exploring short courses. And because of that, I want our youth in Malaysia to be skillful. And I know at the back of every parent's mind, you want to know the day you're no longer around, what kind of skills our youth, our children have, apart from just being able to swipe from screen to screen and from program to program on their iPad. We are talking about life skill. That's very, very important. And so I want you to join us, especially Special Olympics, join us in our effort to provide skills for our youth, especially on Saturday and Sundays. And also Sunway, please look into that and work together with us. We'll be launching Rakan Muda again this month. A relaunch of Rakan Muda is to bring together all youth programs in a coordinated manner to provide support and also to encourage young people to participate in this. Rakan Muda was set up in the 1990s to fight the Bosia, they call it Bosia back then, movement. I think those of you from my generation will remember how we were brainwashed into believing that Bosia is bad, you should not be sitting around doing nothing. And every day on TV they'll be playing video clips on how you need to ensure that you are productive and you are not a Bosia. And so times have changed. Today, young people, our children, will not even know what Bosia is. They don't know. And I know, I can see from the faces here, a lot of them are struggling to understand what I'm talking about, Bosia. And so I want to make Rakan Muda relevant to the generation today, to your children. Okay? So I hope Special Olympics will be part of our Rakan Muda relaunch, and we want to ensure that our young people are not just wasting time, even if they're at home. Times have really changed. Those days, when we talk about safety of our children, we talk about them being safe outside. But today, even if your kids are at home and in the comfort of their room, but because of the access to the world outside through their gadget, they may not be safe. Okay, so let us work on providing skills for them over the weekends. These skills I'm talking about, you know, how to cut your hair, how to change your gas stove at home when gas runs out. How do you repair your aircon? How do you fix your car? Simple things like that. A lot of us today, we can be very qualified in our paper qualification, but a lot of these basic skills we actually don't know anymore. Okay? So just show of hand. How many of you know how to change your gas stove at home if you run out of gas? Oh, there's a lot. How many of you don't know? Please put up your hand. Be honest about it. Quite a lot. How many of you know how to change your tires? Your car tire? How many of you don't know? Almost half. So you see, when we want to just start doing things that are useful for Malaysians, and there are so many things that can be done. Okay, number 4, we are making it easier now, cutting out bureaucracy and also making it easier for us to organize sports events and community events to develop sport in Malaysia. So we have reduced a lot of the SOPs and the processes that are involved. For example, if you're going to organize an international tournament, you will need 90 days for approval from KBS if you're a company. Okay? But now we are cutting it down to just 30 days because we want to make it fast. And if you are a national sport association or you are NGO designed to do sports, you don't even have to apply to us. If it's not international and it's 100% local, you can just proceed, provided if you're going to close roads for runs and all that, you have to get the local council and the police approval. We are also reducing documents. So before you have to submit 9 papers, now we say only 3 papers will do because we just want things to be fast, to be moving fast. Okay, so that's done. This year also we have been given 40 million by Ministry of Finance as matching grant for us to organize sports events, tournaments in Malaysia. Okay, so Special Olympics, you have access to this fund. Please apply to KBS, provided this is by way of reimbursement. That means you need to spend that money first in organizing that event. It must be national, so you cannot do just a Subang Jaya event. It has to be national, and also it must be to improve the performance of your athletes. National tournaments for Special Olympics, helping our athletes improve their performance. So think about that and apply. We have also ensured that in MSN, if our special athletes are going overseas to compete, they must have access to an accompanying person. That means in Bahasa it's called Pegawai Pengiring. Okay, so that's a policy that we have adopted, and we have to set aside funds to make sure that when our athletes go, they are in very good care, and there must be funds to provide for this. We have also launched a directory online on KBS website listing down all our facilities that is owned by KBS, futsal court, halls, dorms for rental and all that. So please go through that list, and coaches, you can have access to these facilities. Apply to KBS and let us know, and if necessary, then we will also waive for you if you need to apply and use these facilities. For financial support for Special Olympics, I understand from Majlis Sukan Negara last year to this year, and also together with this fund for your Special Olympics. MSN has made available 230,000 ringgit to help support you. So I hope that this fund will grow next year, and all we need is data. So I really want Special Olympics to start working with Majlis Sukan Negara very, very closely. I'm sorry that I'm not able to go with you to Berlin, even though I attempted. But because in the next few weeks is a very busy season for us, with 6 state elections coming up. And also a lot of the rollout of our programs after the budget has been passed. So because of that, this is the best I can do now, and I do want to continue to provide that support to you on a regular basis. Now, we have also started a high-level committee after the recent SEA Games, looking into ways to improve sports in Malaysia. And so this high-level committee involved 3 ministries, KBS, Education Ministry and Higher Education Ministry, to coordinate our effort together and to close all gaps. But this high-level committee, for a start, we are looking into 3 sports. One is martial arts, swimming, and also athletics. Yeah. And so we really want to not work in silo anymore. We want the ministry to be coordinated. So that's another area I think we will start looking into, Special Olympics, and how we can improve talent development, especially in the class pendidikan sector, and see how we can help you find and support, not just in Kuala Lumpur, but what about Sabah, Sarawak? Okay. I understand for Special Olympics, you need your OKU card. Okay? And coming from Women Ministry back then, a few years ago, I understand completely the challenges of increasing registration for our OKU card. Because we have stigma problem in Malaysia. A lot of parents don't want to register their kids. But through Special Olympics, I believe we have this golden opportunity now to showcase our special athletes, and in showcasing their ability, hopefully more parents will be open about registering their children for the OKU card, because once they register, then they have a lot of other benefits that come with the registration. We also have launched Big Screen. Big Screen started because of the Jay Chow concert versus the football in our national stadium Bukit Jalil. Because of Big Screen now, I also want to make Big Screen available for Special Olympics. So I need the team going to Berlin to make sure you have good videographer capturing all the moments, okay, and then compile that into a short video. So every time we play Big Screen, every time we have events for Big Screen across Malaysia, I want to play that Special Olympic video. Okay, I believe when more people understand what you do and the ability of our athletes, it speaks volume to the crowd who are watching. Prof. Elizabeth mentioned just now a very significant quote that is on the bunting here for Special Olympics. Let me win, but if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt. We have started a Road to Gold initiative. The coordinator of Road to Gold is also here, Datuk Stuart Ramalingam. We are looking at how we can secure our first Olympic gold for Malaysia. We have always come very close, silver, silver, silver. But when we chant Malaysia Boleh all the time, it must be applicable for us in the Olympics also. So we want to search for that first goal. But in finding that first goal, it's really not easy, because every day we wake up to news about what's wrong in the sports industry. And a lot of people write, but not to encourage, but to condemn. And there's a lot of negativity in the sports industry. Why? Because everybody has something to say about sports. We're all passionate. When we sit in front of the TV watching badminton, when it goes into rubber set, 1919, or when our players miss that one point, we all become expert in badminton. We all say, this is how he should have played, this is how he should have done it, right? Okay, so I recognize the fact that everybody is passionate about sports, whether they are actively in court or behind the TV screen. And because of that, naturally, you will have a lot of opinions about how sports should be done. But I think it's important for us to start looking at not just that end product, that gold medal, but for us in Putrajaya, we need to start looking at policies, structures, and also how we can provide the right platform for the right athletes to go and compete and bring back that gold. So I'm very interested in the next 5 years to look at how we can reform everything, not just financial, not just about bringing back that goal, but access problems in school, access in sports association, Special Olympics access to taxpayers' funds. All this, I want to make sure that we fix it. I don't know if I'll be successful, but that's why I want to encourage you, keep doing what you do, because in you doing it or saying things, you don't know which audience you are impacting. And I'm definitely a beneficial, I'm definitely a beneficiary in your slogan today. I sat there and when I read this before Prof pointed it out, I think I'm going to use this for my next 5 years as the Minister of Youth and Sport. Let me reform, but if I cannot reform, let me be brave in the attempt. So thank you for speaking to my heart and for inspiring me for the next 5 years in Putrajaya. And if I'm successful, I'll definitely pay credit to Special Olympics. And I want to end by thanking Dr. To. Where is Dr. To? Where is Dr. To? Yeah, Dr. To. I met Dr. To in Cebu when I was the Deputy Minister for Women, Family and Community Development. And I look at the model in Cebu. Whatever that Dr. To has done in the last few years in Cebu, I think it's very, very inspiring. And my challenge to somebody like Dr. To, and to the rest of you here, when you talk about rebuilding Malaysia, a lot of us stop at once in 5 years, I go out and cast my vote. And then I've done my part for rebuilding Malaysia. I voted. Then I leave it to others to go and do the work. But there's a lot of work to be done in rebuilding Malaysia. And government alone cannot do it. So looking at Dr. To's life, young people here, especially coaches and Sunway students, if you have passion in this area, can I encourage you to join public service? Join public service. It may not be financially rewarding if you are clean, but there's a lot of opportunities for you to serve and to fix problems. Okay, rather than shouting from the outside, it's better to go in and fix it. And so, for Dr. To, I hope you will consider thinking beyond Cebu. Because really, if you look at what Cebu has to offer, Malaysia generally, we are in need of this structure. And so, working with Dr. To, I believe he has the right passion and experience. I will work closely with Dr. To and Special Olympics to find ways for KBS to support you beyond Berlin. Okay, so thank you so much, corporate sponsors, and to our Malaysian team and our athletes going, even though I cannot be with you, but today you put on the jersey, right? And when you go, I want you to know that Malaysia stands behind you. You have the entire nation behind you, supporting you. And we wish you success, but most importantly, have fun in Berlin, gain experience, look at what other people are doing around the world, how they are getting it right, and then come back and start brainstorming on how we can improve also. That's what Malaysia needs to do. When we observe our neighbors, we must silently make progress and then you know, we really need to catch up. We have a lot of catching up to do. So thank you so much for inviting me. All the best.
Thank you so much, YB Hannah Yeoh, for that inspiring message of bravery and courage. Sometimes that's lacking in the nation. Ladies and gentlemen, we would now like to seek your indulgence as we share with you a really special video, a video that serves to foster understanding and support for our amazing Malaysian athletes. This is a video that is produced and developed with the kind support of U-Mobile, the data-centric and award-winning telco, and the main sponsor for the Special Olympics Malaysia team. The amazing video is in line with U-Mobile's drive to celebrate the unbeatable spirit of Malaysians. So let's watch this amazing video.
At what age was Young Yen when you found out about the condition?
We found out early, but very sorry to tell, we don't want to accept.
Waktu doktor kakak mengatakan anak akak tak dapat jalan. Akak duduk dalam kereta, akak menangis seorang-seorang.
ICU 病房开门进去见到的是15包药瓶水，一个小 baby 在一个病床，气管是插进喉咙。
Dia kata anak you dah tak ada harapan, dia kata. Tapi masa tu I terdiam, speechless actually.
That time, autism awareness is not there.
Ada yang cakap tak payah, jangan. You nakkan anak you ada kat OKU. Orang dewasa nampak anak akak macam cicik sangat. So abang dia tak ada siapa nak uruskan, ayah dia terpaksa cuti. Bos dia suruh dia nasihatkan dia berhenti.
就像他的智商，他卡在那边，他就是不上，会想他以后怎么办，做工也不能，又是这种缓慢，那怎么办？
Dia tak belajar juga sebab dia tak duduk diam. Pengetua tu dia bagi I seminggu hantar dia dan dia reject.
他要生病了，他不晓得怎样表达他的不舒服，他就用他的脾气来丢东西、砸东西，甚至他拿自己自残，然后有时候会紧绷到他的那个鼻血就是喷出来。
When I joined this Special Olympics, my objective is just only one: how to help the children improve.
As a coach, you must be very patient with them. Their nature is different. To understand them, approach them more in the subtle way.
You should be yourself in fit to them to follow their rhythm, their momentum, their characters. How you communicate and discuss with them.
You certain thing you will take 1 month, 2 months, and you couldn't blame yourself at that moment. To them, something touching is something for everybody is a complex function. No, I look at him, he's so tiring, so suffering. I said, okay, Jen, why don't we give up? No, I want to go on. I'm okay, I don't want to give up. Actually, he teach me more than I teach him. What I teach him is actually swimming skill. What he teach me is a lifelong lesson I will take it. 现在是，脾气真的是好很多，乒乓训练真的也是帮到他很多。
Dan dulu pun dia ni tak reti nak berkawan sangat. Bila dia masuk Special Olympics, dia boleh mix around.
I have a kid. The kid's sister, tell the mom, I never accept my brother to gym. Can they change?
Sport is good. It's develop their brain. They are concentrating. Just can calm her mind. 当他拿到第一个的牌的时候，
他也可能觉得不相信。拿到第2次的时候，他也知道说saya boleh.
More systematic, and then he can understand me more. What we want, give him confidence. So from there, he know nothing is impossible.
So I like the term in Malay, they call it kelainan upaya. It's not kurang upaya.
Every child has future. When that child is given a chance, the hope is there. Do not separate them from us. What we want is that the society must accept them. These children must always be given an opportunity.
Thank you very much. Now, that's called Cheers for #MyUnbeatableTeam. And we really like to thank Yeoh for making this happen, and also for pre-production and post-production, the post-production team as well, for a wonderful video that you will be able to access soon, I believe, on all online platforms. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you may have seen our 4 co-MCs on the video just now. So please join me once again in welcoming back on stage our athletes who would like to express their gratitude. So please put your hands together to welcome back Beverly, Zoe, Samuel, and Ravi. Can we have their mics, please? Thank you. Are you guys okay?
Going to the World Games is not easy.
Going to the World Games is my dream.
It requires a lot of hard work,
dedication and commitment from all of us. We know that
we would not have been possible to reach this point
without the help and support from all of you. We would like to take this opportunity
to say thank you
to each and every one of you
who has been by our side throughout this incredible journey.
Terima kasih.
Thank you.
Share.
Nandri.
We are grateful. We are grateful
to the government and sponsors
who have provided us with the necessary resources
to train and compete.
We want to thank our coaches and volunteers
given their time and energy
to support us.
We want to thank our parents and families, the most prominent supporters and cheerleaders. We want to say a big thank you to Special Olympic Malaysia
for providing us with a platform
to showcase our abilities.
Let us focus on what we are capable of
instead of thinking about what we can't do.
Today, as we stand here, we are well prepared
for the Special Olympics World Games 2023.
We are proud. We are confident.
We are ready to take on the world.
We are unbeatable together. We promise
we will give our best in the competition.
We will represent our countries with pride and honor.
We will do our best to make you all proud.
Once again,
thank you for your support.
We look forward to bringing home the gold.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Beverly, Zoe, Rabin, and Samuel. I think 2 of you will stay back on stage. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the participation and involvement of our Malaysian athletes in the Special Olympics could not have been achieved had it not been for the wonderful support rendered by Thank you. And if cameras are ready as well, let's start with the principal sponsor, Yeoh Mobile. May I invite the Chief Marketing Officer of Yeoh Mobile, Mr. Navin Navin. Thank you, Mr. Navin. Next up, can I have the Managing Director of FusionX Group, Mr. Jacob Isaac, join the house. Thank you, Mr. Isaac. Next, can we have the CEO of SteerQuest Sendirian Berhad, Encik Muzahid Shah. Thank you very much. May I invite Ms. Fu Siwan, Vice President, Employee Communications and Corporate Responsibility, Group Marketing, Communications Sustainability, Kanaga Investment Bank, Berhad. Thank you so much. Director of Powerware Systems Sendirian Berhad, Mr. Ong Ting Yu. Next, can we have the AGM of Development and Finance of Villa Mas Sendirian Berhad, Mr. Ryan Chan. Can we have the Critical Facility Manager of HDC Data Center Sendirian Berhad, Encik Azil Zulkarnain bin Jalaluddin. Could we have SR Dana Baharu, President of the Royal Institution of Surveyors, Malaysia. Mr. Lau Kok Po, Executive Chairman of MSC Golf Group, Berhad, please. Mr. Jonathan Chia, CEO of Tech3 Solutions, Sendirian Berhad. Ms. Evelyn Tan, Director of Sustainability, Uniqlo. Mr. James Chu, Managing Director of Hin Leong Enterprise. Mr. Dennis Lai, Director of Happy Together Pictures in Baharu. Mr. Andreas Koenig, Managing Director of Werner's Group. Mr. Bani Chua, founder of Mojoker. Last but certainly not least, Professor Dato Elizabeth Lee, representing Sunway Education Group. Okay, so we'll invite President Popema, President of Sunway University, to receive the award. And President Popema, can I invite you to remain, as we have a token of appreciation that we would like to present the President of SOM, Madam Lam, on behalf of the Sunway Education Group. To Madam Lam. Thank you, President Popema. And to conclude the presentation of tokens of appreciation, may I invite the President of SOM to present a token of appreciation to our Honourable Minister, Waigi Hannah Yeoh. Begging the indulgence of our Honourable Minister and Madam Lam, may I ask you to still remain on stage as we come to the formalization of the handing over of the Jalur Gemilang. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very historic moment, as the athletes would be taking the flag all the way to Berlin. So can I invite to join on stage the Chief Marketing Officer of U-Mobile, Mr. Navin Manian. Can I also invite our Dato' Ahmad Shafawi, the Ketua Pengarah MSN. And the Managing Director of FusionX, Mr. Jacob Isaac, to be on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, as you may have noticed in the video and watched, you would have realized that parents are an integral part of this process. So, to begin with the proceedings in terms of the handing over of the Jalur Gemilang, allow me to please invite Madam Chua Hang Bing, who is the mother of the tennis athlete Agnes Tiong, table tennis athlete. Also, can I invite Puan Hasdita, who is the mother of Noor Amir bin Baharu, to pass the flag to Madam Lam. And for Madam Lam to pass the flag to our Honourable Minister. May I now invite Mr. Bong Koi Sin, the Assistant Head of Delegation, to receive the flag from YB. Now, Ladies and gentlemen, this is indeed a very special flag. It has the blessings of all of us here. So let's invite the athlete leader, Zoe. And joined by Clement Uing in athletics. As the Jalur Gemilang will now be passed to Zoe. Let's pause on the music, please. And now let's get ready. If Clement and Zoe are ready, you need to face our Honourable Minister, please. Thank you. Come, yes. Clement will now recite the Special Olympics Athletes Oath. And all the athletes, may I ask you to please stand? Can you raise your right hand and be ready to berikrar? Okay, Clement, go.
Let me win. But if I cannot win, let me be brave. In the attempt.
Thank you. Can I ask one more favor from our Honourable Minister and also Madam Lam, but thank you to the rest. We would like for Madam Lam and YB Hannah to remain on stage. Can I invite the principal sponsors from U-Mobile to come up on stage to acknowledge you for your wonderful work that you have done and also for the wonderful video that we just watched. We'd like to have a group photograph with U-Mobile, please. Can we also invite all our athletes? Come athletes. Bring your small Jalur Gemilang.
Hello.